Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode. Today, I will be bringing in somebody that I appreciate very much as a person. Her name is Jahkee, and today we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a mother. I'm hoping that we can capture some genuine moments about the reality of being a mom, and I hope that she's able to share her personal experience of what it's been like to raise little people. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. To be able to make this content possible and to be able to make this content more visible for other people, I would like to invite you guys to just, if you have a second, hit that like button. Let's get as many people on board with this podcast as possible. This is the only way that we grow, with your support. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Has played out okay. The year's been kind of weird.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, it's been weird since 19 when everything first started.
Yep.
I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just because I'm such a social person, and then all of a sudden I didn't have that anymore.
Right.
And not by choice, but because I had to. And so it was weird. It was weird not being able to deal with people or interact with people. And then the first year, I had the hardest time just because I'm always one to interact, even if I don't know people, I'll interact with them.
Yeah.
Even if we're walking down the street, a hi, and then all of a sudden it was you're walking down the street and people are crossing the street. Not even because they don't want to be next to you, but just because they don't know.
Yeah.
And it's and I had to respect that. So it was weird. And then the second year, 2020, because it started in 19, right?
Yeah.
The second year, 2020, I really settled into being by myself. And I spent a lot of time by myself. And I realized a lot.
Yep.
I smoked a shit ton, bro.
Those years are over for
Yeah.
me. Well, for me, just.
Oh, smoking?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I haven't. Nothing.
Yeah.
Having kids is different mindset. So.
Yeah, I bet.
Personally.
No, I'm sure.
A lot of people do kind of work with it much better, interacting, taking their day, whatever, smoking. But me personally, lazy, don't do it. I got things to do,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't really do it on a day-to-day, just to do it. It was like therapy. I would go to the beach a lot. Literally all 2020.
Yeah.
I would go to the beach, smoke some, take my journal, and just reflect on the way that 2019 played out.
Yeah.
And then the way that I wanted the rest of the years to play out. And that's where this came from.
Right.
I really sat down with myself, and I wanted something to happen. I wanted the podcast to go somewhere. And then I realized that I look back on my old videos, because I'm not judgmental, but I'm hard on myself in the sense that I want something to work, so I want it to look a certain way.
Right.
Which is why I went through all of this.
I love it.
Thank you. But I realized that wasn't going to be possible where I was at. And yeah, I was at that age where I wanted change, and I wanted to go and do something by myself. And so that's where that came from. But mostly just therapy, within myself. I realized there was a lot of things that I didn't even I wasn't even in tune with.
Okay.
That were issues that were affecting the way that I would behave with people, and the way that I would behave with myself. And I feel low-key weed opened up a lot of those doors.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I was not expecting it. Up until that point, every time that I had smoked, it was at a party or with friends, and it was just always oh, very important. And nothing came of it. Yeah. And then I started smoking by myself, and it was literally therapy. It was insane.
It's time by yourself. It's amazing. Me personally, always around people, always, having somebody. And 19, it was just on our own, just by itself. And why do I feel like this? Why do I feel, like you reflect on yourself, everything, just time by itself. Amazing. And that's what I've learned throughout these years, actually, that single, alone time, it's priority, always priority, but I'm very glad that, you've done a lot of growth. I see the growth.
Wow.
I see the growth in you.
Oh, thank
honestly,
you.
I do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't hear that often.
No.
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure I hear it, and I'm sure people like see it, but I like up front the way they're telling me. No, I don't hear that often. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And alone time, definitely something that more people should prioritize. Were you one to do alone time often, or was it more like if you're forced to do alone time, you'll do it?
As it comes, if I have alone time, of course, take it. Having kids, it's usually you're not alone.
Right.
So it's like, all right, the kids my oldest is at school. I have my youngest with my mom. If I have to go to the groceries or anything, or she goes to the grocery market, whatever, getting food, and she takes them, I'm by myself. Amazing. How do you say it? I'm grateful for those moments of alone time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I was actually just reading a comment that somebody made on a post for a video where like there was a couple and they were shooting pencils. I'm pretty sure people have seen it. They were shooting pencils at a cup, and then like the guy was like, "You don't get to talk to me for the rest of the day," and he made it. And he was very excited. And then like I was looking at the comments and people were like, wow, that's so selfish. Like if you really feel that way through your relationship, then you should probably not even be in a relationship at all. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we can disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think we think that if you spend a little bit of alone time, even if it's like the closest people to you, like for example, you have your kids, but even spending a few minutes away from your kids allows you to just kind of like refresh and recharge. That's a perfect word. Recharge, and then it allows you to be more with your kids, be more present with your kids. Because I mean, I'm sure like I don't know what it's like to be a parent, which is something that I want to talk to you about. But I can only imagine, bro, like all the time, nonstop. I mean, hats off to you guys.
One thing I've learned is that there's gonna be obviously bad days, but then it double ups to good, amazing days. Whoa. You learn from your kids. You grow with your kids. It's not just parenting. It's not just something you have in you. But through years, you start learning, growing, just forming into a person for yourself. Yeah, it reflects on your kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's like super scary just because
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I mean, like I was just telling you, like the past 2 years, like I learned so much about myself that I didn't know. And I don't want to put that up on kids.
Right.
And so like, I always find, and especially like yourself, single, just raising 2 children by yourself.
Yes.
Bro, like you're kicking ass.
Thank you.
And it shows in your kids. Thank and I know I tell you this like all the time, but it really shows.
Thank you.
And like your kids, they're very smart and they're very aware and they're so caring with each other and loving. And it just like, it just shows, you know what I'm saying? So how do you manage to be able to differentiate being a mom, but also like caring about them and then helping them grow as you yourself are growing too?
Right. So me personally, dividing those, would we put them in like characters? Not characters, but like me being a person, a mom, and still being their, let's say, teacher, because that's what we do.
Right.
That's what I do. I'm basically the teacher, the mom, the friend, all of it put together.
Right.
So it depends on the situation or at the moment, you know, if the kids need a friend, wide open, amazing, you know. If they need discipline, of course, Jax, mom, you know, mom, flag up, you know, you have to do this, you know. So yeah, like it's a automatic thing that you get used to, and you learn, like I said, you learn through the years how to do it, how to teach kid individually, because my kids are different. One's different than the other one. They reciprocate information differently. So that there, like you said, what in particular, like being a mom, a teacher, and just being their friend, like every moment, it's a different moment, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So your older one, is he, wait, like, I guess, how would you categorize the two? Like, what do they need independently from you that the other one might not need? Just like examples.
Right. Example, my oldest, very emotional. I have to explain it more in detail. Anything, problems, me disciplining him, just the way he gets in, you know, information. Takes it in, yeah, right. My youngest, he's more independent. So he likes to do the things and at the end find out his own information, like his own, oh, this is why I should have not done this. Or, you know, he's very independent. Like, it's very different, you know, so, yeah.
And so when it's time to slow down for your older one and kind of talk to him, how more or less do you like read him? Do you read on what he needs, or like does he tell you what he needs? Because obviously, you know, like when you're a child, I don't know if your kids are able to communicate, or if you just have to read them.
Yeah, sometimes I do read them depending on their emotion or their character at that time, but it's usually communication. That's been my one priority. Like me personally, growing up, I never communicated how I felt with my mom. I was always like, shut down, shut up, never communicated.
Right.
And that's one priority I took in as a parent, you know, show them how to communicate, whether it's emotionally, anger, anything you're feeling, just communicate. And then that's the way I'm gonna learn and listen and okay, this is why, and understand why he's acting like that, why he's feeling like that, why his actions are different. You know what I'm saying? Like, connection, communication, anything. And yeah, I've taught them that. That's what they're working on right now. Growing up, I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old, so they're not too much apart. So communicating is a key in the house. Communication. Yeah.
So like when they're feeling one type of way and you could tell that they're obviously feeling whether it's flustered or just like upset or maybe just a little anxious from being inside the house all day or whatever the case may be, and are they able to just come up to you and open up about it, or do you have to kind of poke at them and be like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
Talk to me.
Right now it's more of like I'm still poking at it, like are you okay? What's going on? Why are you acting this way with brother? Or why are you giving me that type of emotion or attitude, or, you know? Yeah, so it's still a working process. So I'm still pointing it out, picking at it, like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But over the years, I've noticed more good work. Like, he'll come up to me, Mom, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. Mom, I want this. Like, can we go outside? Like, he will communicate on his own now, like way more than what he used to. Yeah. Wow. What they used to. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. And like I said, it really shows in your kids. I've never interacted with them, but just like what you post and like what I see from your videos, and I don't know, like, and you could feel it too. Like you can almost tell like that these are happy children. These are genuinely happy children. So You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask you how you started with all this? Was it something that you learned about yourself, that you realized, or?
I actually realized this whole, you know, just teaching my kids what I wasn't taught growing up. When my oldest was about 1.5 years, and I had not barely, I think my youngest was about some 3-4 months old. So it was still fresh mom. I went to Starbucks. Side story. I went to Starbucks. I met these 2 girls. One of them is a mom, best friend, amazing, Raylene. That's her name. And then this other coworker, Rachel. We had a conversation about parenting. And we would always do, like, I would say not cookouts, but we would bring food, individual food, and share with each other. And they would always ask me, who cooked this? And I was like, my mom. My mom did it, you know, to the point where Rachel, one of the my friends, was like, why don't you cook? Who cooks for your kids? Who does everything for your kids if you don't cook? And that snap, like that knowledge of like just coming to myself and being like, realizing actually, like, wow, what am I doing to myself and to my kids? If I'm not cooking, if I'm not providing for them, why? So from there, like, I just started reading books, getting into like searching, research and stuff like that, just reading information I needed. Information, like I said, that I was never given when I grew up.
Right.
You know, I did the work. It was like a constant like hunger for it. And yeah, it started since then. Like, just that talk with those 2 girls made me realize, like, I need to step it up.
Wow.
You know? So yeah, it started since then.
Was that difficult? Was that difficult for you at all?
It was, because living with my parents, I do live with my parents, you know, so living with them, I'm not too dependent on them. But at times it's like, okay, they do so much, so let me just, I want to do it. But then the kids are so used to with them, like, them doing it. But it was tough. It was tough. I had to not make myself do things, but wanting that I'm going to cook, feeling great for cooking for the kids, providing for the kids. So yeah, it was hard because it was like a uncomfortable feeling, I would say. Right. So getting used to cooking and, you know, having a schedule, basically, just doing it on my own. Right. Even if my parents were there, just doing it on my own. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you. Kudos to you. And do you see this? Do you see this improving? Do you see this getting better? Do you see this continuing down the road?
Oh, of course.
Where do you plan on taking this, more or less?
My plans, of course, always growth. That's my number one choice, growth. And I see it improving a lot more, you know. Sometimes I am hard on myself. Like, you know, like, the other day, I was so tired of just work, you know, and mommy, give me this, mommy, give me that. And it's like, all right, let me just get up, you know? So things like that, I am improving way a lot more. Because sometimes, like I said, they do go to my mom, to my dad to get them stuff, you know? So I am improving a lot more. Like, it's like an instant now of being there, being present, you know, like not just thinking of myself, selfishness, just go ask grandma, go ask grandpa, you know. So it's improving a lot since Zaya, my oldest, since he was, like I said, like 1.5 years
since that conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. And so that was about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm telling you, like I'll repeat it again. It really shows in your
you.
kids that you're kicking ass.
Thanks.
Not just that, but you are a single mom, right?
Yes, I am a single mom.
So I don't know what that's like, but I've always like really respected single moms because raising a kid with two parents is difficult. Are you open to talking about this?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Raising a parent with two kids is difficult enough as it is. So being that you're a single mom and you're putting your selfishness aside and you're choosing you're choosing to go out of your way and do all the extra work that sometimes not even two parents can do.
Right.
Because just given the way that how you were saying that you were raised without the information, you were just kind of told what to do and then figure it out later on.
Yep.
Sometimes two parents do that, but instead you're choosing to actively better your kids and prepare them for life.
Yep.
How difficult is that? If you could be completely honest with yourself, do you see that being easier with another parent? Do you see it being harder? Do you give yourself enough credit for it?
Right. I think it'll be much more difficult than what it was.
Really?
Well, let me take that back. I don't know. I don't know what it would be to parent with two
parents.
Yeah,
right.
Of course. Because I just done it by myself since day one on my own.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it might be easy to where the point where it's like, if one parent had to do or make a choice, go tell your dad. Like,
Just kind of bounce back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I've taken that role, because the growth that I've gotten out of it, it's like I'm being selfish right now and I wouldn't give it to my other,
Your significant other, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Wow. Selfishness. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I did it on my own, and I wouldn't say pride, but just, how do I say it? I think the
pride.
Trophy, I would say. I take it. Pride? You think pride?
I think pride would be a good word, but the trophy.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you're getting first place, bro.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, dude. Now I feel it, because before it was just hard. I was so hard on myself. And I never seen the better picture of me being a single mom and doing it on my own. I would always think like, why don't I have another significant other? Why?
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I would always look for validation, as in, why do you have that and I don't? And when people would come, through my path, through my life, that's what I would seek.
Validation from your significant other, whoever you were dating at the time?
Right. Okay. So now it's like, no, it's amazing. It's a win for me,
Dang. That's freaking awesome.
I love it.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah. And do you, when you do date, are you a pretty good communicator?
Of course, yes.
You are.
Now I am.
Now you are.
Yes.
Were you a hothead before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm only 29. So, I got pregnant at 23.
Oh, wow.
So,
a young mom,
I think it's a young
age
to get pregnant and have kids, But I would say my 25th year, 27th, that's when I was like, my mentality was
shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
So what would you tell your 3-year-old self now? Like would you still go through with the pregnancy, or would you perhaps wait a little longer? Or would you just take the time and be like, you know what? in a few years you're going to be in a much better place. Just take the time. It's okay.
I think I wouldn't wait. I would have not taken it in any other way, honestly, because maybe, like, I always think back, like, at my 22, 23, when I got, pregnant. I always think, like, what would I be doing at home? Schooling, going to school, dropping out. I don't know. And the fact of me thinking that, or like, being that person, I don't like it. I don't.
So it was almost like a blessing in disguise, the fact that you did get pregnant at a young age, and then you had to step in and fill these shoes.
Yep.
So do you think perhaps you wouldn't have filled the position where you're in right now if you didn't get pregnant at a young age? Do you think your life might have played out differently?
It played out differently. For
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
Really? So you were in a much different place then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. See, that's something that I don't understand yet. But I hear often. Like I always ask my mom, like, what do you do for kids? Like, how do you know? How do you step up? Like, because I'm selfish with my time. Sometimes even just to my significant other. Like, like I want my time. And so I ask my mom a lot, like, how do you just like put everything aside and just devote your time to this little person? And they're not able to answer that for me. So is it really a change that just kind of comes over you? It's just like,
it's a change, complete big ginormous change, because you don't give up. Let me take that back. You don't give up yourself or the time that you have, sino que for me, I take it as in that little human just adding happiness to what my life is. Like, do you understand?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a feeling inside. It comes out. Like, oh man, once you have your kids,
you're not able to explain it.
Right. But it's like,
please try, because that sounds awesome.
Like, let me see. Example. Like, the way I see it is, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want kids. I don't want, because I'm not ready. When is the time? Tell me when is the correct time to have kids?
I mean, see that, and the thing is that, like, from me, from my perspective, I don't know, because I am so scared to like mess these people up. They're like, I want to be at least like more financially stable, more emotionally stable, and in a place where they're able to grow, where I'll have enough free time to be able to provide for them. Like all these things. So, and it's like, I don't even know when the right time is in that sense, but in terms of the emotional aspect, I don't know. And what I keep hearing is that there is never a right time.
Never.
You'll just know when you become a parent, it'll just come over you, which is what you're trying to explain, and what I'm trying to make you explain. Are you able to explain it?
It's more of a feeling.
Is it?
It is, because when I found out I was pregnant, it was just like, I want it. I want to be a mom. Maybe this little human being can change the way I feel, the way, maybe it might sound selfish,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But it just comes out of you. Like, it's man, it's so hard to explain, but you'll know the feeling when it comes. Like, let me see an example. So yeah, like I said, there's never a right time. But when it comes, it's like, okay,
this is it.
This is it.
I'm here.
Like, it's a life-changing. Yeah, life-changing. Like, you have no, well, for me, I didn't have no like second thoughts of like, do I want it or not? No, it was there. It was presented like, you're going to be a mom.
And
It
then
was
immediately you just,
yeah, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's go.
I'll be a mom, then let's do it.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't know if that explains what you're trying to.
No, not really.
No. Yeah. Like I said.
Just doesn't.
But it's a feeling.
I can't be too serious.
It's a feeling, dude. Like,
yeah.
honestly, like, it's a feeling of readiness. I took it as in life presented it to me. I got myself into that situation, you know, but life,
The situation.
let's say circumstances. It was a circumstance, like having sex, obviously it's gonna, you know, circumstance, have a kid, whatever. So I knew what I was getting myself into, whatever. So I feel as in you'll know when you're ready to have kids. You'll know, like, the feeling will grow in you. Like,
the itch.
yes.
No.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I keep fucking asking people about kids. What if I'm
Baby
fucking
fever?
ready?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, honestly, like you said, you want to be financially stable, emotionally stable, but not to like change your perspective of anything.
Please do.
Yes. Oh, okay. Let me tell you. What if I told you that I might sound selfish, you know, especially in this whole world, it's very cruel, you know?
I'm not going to judge you.
What if I told you that having a kid could probably help you with your emotional stability? As in adding love to your life, adding more, how would I say it? Like more into your life. Like it's a blessing, basically. What if I told you that whatever financial that you have right now, it's like,
Good to know.
it's enough.
And if it's not, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, dude. It's like an instant, like, all right, I'll figure it out later. But you will figure it out as time goes by. Like, and that's what a lot of people don't see. They see more of like, I'm not financially because it takes so much from what I have already.
Right.
And they see it as in, if I have problems with myself, I won't be able to deal with this little human.
Yeah, which is more or less my perspective,
yeah.
Right.
But it's like, man, it's so hard to explain.
Really?
It really is.
Really?
Like, now that I'm saying it,
Yeah.
it's very hard, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I think it's just knowledge that you get, that I've gotten for myself, that makes me feel so proud to be a parent, so proud to be a single mom.
Dude. You know, the way that I imagine it, like being like a parent moment, right?
Yeah.
The way that I imagine it is like, you have the day off. It's maybe a Saturday or a Sunday. The kids don't have school. You guys were able to get out of the house at a decent time. You guys went to get guys like some IHOP or some breakfast, their favorite breakfast.
Yeah.
And you feed them. And you watch them eat, and you're like, look at these little people. Like, they're so happy right now.
Yeah.
And they're eating, and it's all on me. And then after that, Mom, can we go to the park? And you go to the park and you watch them play.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just imagine this like joy that comes over you, like watching them play, and just like, it almost like makes you want to cry, just like watching them, like, I'm really in this bitch. Like, I'm really doing this. And look at them.
Let me point that out. You did say that, like, you were describing on how, you know, McDonald's.
This is what I imagine it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to point out what you said. You said these kids love like what they're doing, eating McDonald's, that's their happiness. That's just seeing them happy. It's the priority as a parent, like, yeah, we have to discipline. We have to not mold their mind, but let
help
them be.
them, help them mold.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's the happiness that you show those little humans, the love and the memories, and like the things that are not
able to be described or written. Right.
Yeah. So I think that's the number one thing,
Just moments.
Yeah. Moments. Happiness, love. That's all they ask for.
Wow.
Basically.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Like
I mean, sorry. Parenting or, having kids might not be your thing, but that's just me. Mm-hmm. Like, it's an amazing feeling to give, your kids the love. And for, like you said, it reflects on my kids. And that was my number one priority, like, so yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. See, I know it's probably difficult for somebody that's maybe just watching or just listening to it, and perhaps if they don't want kids, mm-hmm. to even imagine what that must feel like. Mm-hmm. And then I mean, I imagine you probably cannot describe it. So the only way I'm able to position myself in that space is because when I spend time by myself, like sometimes I might see a sick ass sunset, and I'm able to like slow down, be present, look around me, like I'm in this moment, and I take in the sunset, and then just this joy comes over me for the fact that, like, I'm really enjoying this. So I imagine that with kids, you're able to just have these randomly throughout the day. You might be sitting like right here on a chair watching them play with Legos, and for a split second, like, you just feel,
Yeah.
And you're not really able to explain what you're feeling, right?
Yeah.
Is that possible? No, more or less. I'm really trying to make it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the impossible explainable.
Yeah. I think it is what you're describing, like how you're describing it. The thing is that I don't want you to see take the picture as in just having a kid is going to take away so much from me, or I have to stop watching the sunset at the beach because I have a kid. No.
Go watch it together.
Watch it together.
I know. I see you guys going.
Right? You see me doing that, So basically, my point of view, like you said, explain it. My explanation to being ready or not to be a parent is like, it's an additional love addition. Like, it's a, man.
It's like a new level unlocked kind of thing.
Right.
It's like something that you didn't even know existed within you.
Right.
All of a sudden just kind of comes out, reflects itself. Yeah. And you'll never be able to, if you don't have kids, it's not something that you'll be able to experience other ways.
Mm-mm. It's like adding to your life, adding value. Mm-hmm. That's the word that I was trying to use. Value, love, like it all adds up. There's no stopping a certain thing that you love to do, basically.
Wow.
You don't stop.
You guys just do it together.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Do you see? And I'm obviously, I hope I'm not overstepping any boundaries with anybody, not just you, but with anybody. Right. Do you see possibly adopting, playing more or less the same way, or do you think, like you, that you have your own kids? Do you think it's possible to love an adopted child the same way that you might love?
Yes.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
I was just asking.
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't have my own, but like for me, for a long time, like I was completely determined on being a single dad with an adopted child.
Yeah.
just because I didn't really want to entangle with anybody.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to do it on my own, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to be the same style of love or if it was going to be like I wasn't sure.
Right.
Do you think it's possible?
I very open-minded about that. I was actually talking to one of my friends about this adoption, or having another kid by myself. No intercourse, anything.
Oh,
right?
Okay. Continue.
Adopting is more, my perspective is like meeting one person, meeting the other. As in learning from a kid, the kid learning from you, how you love, how you're going to raise, like it's not, I would say it's not like an instant love, but it's a growing from
the floor.
Yeah. And that's how I see it.
Right. No, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I think it's kind of the same as in having your own kids to adopting, because the love is never gonna change.
It's just that instead of it being like instant, like from once you feel your baby in your tummy, you like immediately love.
Yeah.
It's the growth of love.
Yep.
Dude. It's insane. It's insane. It's really insane.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to grasp, and I'm sure that it's hard for other people to grasp. But what I really wanted to do was just kind of bring somebody in that was already in that space, experiencing it firsthand, and seeing their perspective. And obviously I can hear you that it's almost impossible to explain.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there that's like wanting to have kids and is not sure what it's gonna be like, or maybe somebody that's like completely closed to having kids, because there are some people out there too that are like, no, I don't want any kids, and then all of a sudden,
boom,
you're pregnant.
There you go.
Yeah. So it just adds to your life then, huh?
It does.
And it's nothing that you'll ever be able to experience any other way. All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Alexis.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's never a right time. Like I said, it's never a right time.
What was I gonna ask? How do you fucking enjoy yourself? How do you separate yourself from? Because you still have to be an individual, and you have every fucking right to be happy, bro.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to go and have some drinks with the girls, how are you able to separate them?
I'm glad you brought this up, because let me tell you, I am beyond grateful and blessed to have my mom and to still live with my parents. I still live with my parents due to, no attachment, no nothing, just having them. And like I said the other day, I was telling you.
You were telling me.
Making moments with them.
I know.
Because at some point I'm not going to have them.
Right.
And my kids are so attached to them. They are attached for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't see myself moving out in I would say 2 more years. I would say my kids enjoy it. They love it. So that's one of the things. I don't move out. But to get to your question, my alone time, Ama, can you take care of the kids? Just for 2 hours, maybe 4.
I think it's real good, maybe 6.
But, Hispanic parents, you have to come back to the house. Yeah. You cannot sleep out, whatever. But I do respect that, you know. But yeah, I am very grateful for my mom and my parents, both of my parents, being there to help out, to give me that alone time, I would say. Yeah. They make a part of it. But yeah, I think that's the reason why I have alone time now that I'm thinking about it. Because if I lived alone, kids would be with me 24/7.
Right.
I would probably, I wouldn't go crazy. I enjoy it. I enjoy, having the kids. I definitely do. So I don't see it no different. But like I said, alone time it's
crucial.
Yeah.
Necessary. Yeah. you got to recharge. Do you feel, I've always wanted to ask you, because I feel like, and I imagine that it would probably play out different if you had a significant other that you could be like, honey, you know what? I need some fucking mimosas, bitch. I need some fucking mimosas. You need the kids for 3 hours, bro. Like, I need this.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But do you feel guilty? Do you, like, is it do moms? I hope not. I hope to God no, bro. They work so damn hard. Like, they deserve some fucking fun. But is it difficult to separate yourself from being a mom and then going out there and being able to have fun?
Me personally, like I said, I don't take too much time off, like as in, alone time, but it's a priority, so in the beginning when I started this alone time, hey mom, take care of the kids, I think I do feel guilty now because before I would take a lot of time and I loved it. I loved alone time, and it was like the beginning of me. So I was like experiencing, okay, I'm alone. Like, I'm liking this. Like, oh shoot, I'm leaving the kids behind, So it's gotten better into like where it's like, I hate like, oh my God, it was like, for example, it was a horrible week at work. I need my alone time. Right. So I'll be like, Mom, 4 hours, 4 hours.
Right.
Gonna go have some dinner with Pam, my best friend.
Yeah.
Let me just go. Like, let me just step out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't feel guilty now because I know that I do it for my needs, as in I need it. But before it was more of like, my mom's here, let's do it. Like, she can take care of the kids, so I'll go.
Right.
But that stopped because obviously growth, and it's like, okay, when I do, compared to when I was doing it a lot before, I felt guilty because I was like, damn, I'm not with the kids.
Right.
I'm not, I'm not taking in the moments that I need to, that I want for my kids, but now it's like, same.
You fucking deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
now you're like, bro, I kicked ass the past 2 weeks. I deserve this.
Right.
So you're able to then.
Yeah.
You're able to. Yeah. And do you know anybody personally that like maybe has a hard time separating themselves from their kids and being able to just be their own person?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. My sister.
What?
Yes. My older sister, single mom, like me. She has 2 kids.
Good for you.
Yes. Yeah. So, she looks at it as in like, I'm okay. No time alone type of thing. Like, just kids, mom. But I always tell her, when is it time for you? When is it time for yourself? You're doing amazing. Yeah. She's a MA, medical assistant. She's going to school for LVN. Like, but
I don't know what LVN is, sorry. You don't have to explain it.
I don't either, but I know it's in the nursing field.
Oh my God, Jackie. I'm sorry, that was funny. I know either.
It's licensed something.
Good for her, but she's not able to take time to herself.
Right. And I respect that because she tells me like, no, I'm a mom. But me being open-minded, I try to understand her. And I think her doing her own thing as in school, like school, working, and that's her adrenaline. Like, I would see it as in that's her alone time, maybe. What if that was her alone time?
Right.
That she enjoys doing what she's
just
doing.
On the go, staying on the grind.
Right. So it's very different from everybody else. Like me, I need my alone time.
Right.
Her alone time was going to school or doing, her own stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I would say it's her because sometimes she's so hard, like, and she doesn't see it as an alone time, But yeah.
Wow. Well, she needs a trophy too.
Yeah.
She needs a trophy.
Definitely, yes.
There's a lot of parents that put their selfishness aside and literally take no time off.
Yeah.
They take no time off. And to those parents, my hat's my hat's off to you, because I recognize that, dude. Like, just staying on the go all the time, not a single day off. Like,
None.
do you sleep?
Right.
Hello.
Right.
How do you do this? Like, teach me your ways. I
Yeah.
would like to be able to go all the time.
I think that comes with like a perspective that a lot of people have put onto like young parents, you know, that no, there's no time for yourself. It's always has to be about your kids. Always, you know. But we've gotten into a generation where it's like, what about me? What about me?
Yeah, what? Yeah, no,
you know?
you're completely right.
And we're so open-minded about it, like,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But yeah, like things change.
So how far apart are you and your sister?
My sister she just turned 30,
15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say. Let's see. 10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
And you can
11 years.
And you can definitely see the difference from her mentality is like go, and you're more like, hey, you know what? I'm kicking ass with the kids. The kids are doing well.
Yeah.
I deserve a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Just
Yep.
10 years. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Do you try to influence her in perhaps enjoying herself a little bit more and just kind of reminding her like, dude, you're kicking ass. Like, look at everything that you're achieving. Slow down, take a second and enjoy it. Take it all in. You do.
I do. But she won't.
She won't.
She won't.
You have to kidnap her.
Right, like, let's go. Have some mimosas or something, you know? But yeah, like, but you know what? Actually, she planned out this concert night for February. We're going to go see this corridos band, or I don't even know to call it band, but I don't listen to that, but she loves it. So I'm going to go with her, you know? So that's going to be our first night out. Just, you know, moms, sisters going out with no kids.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's going to be a wild night.
Yeah. No, not really. She's more of
kidding.
like, don't drink. I'm driving. You know? But yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
And do you think she would have been able to do this maybe 5 years back? How old are her kids actually?
My nephew, the oldest one, is 17, I believe. He's gonna turn 17, or he's 16. Somewhere around there.
Is that a why hate?
Chito.
Yeah, I fucking love that fool.
Yes, he's amazing. He's funny, his own character.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, but yeah, he's 16 or 17, and then she has my niece, which she's a year and a half, I believe.
A young baby.
So it's a gap,
right?
Big gap,
right?
But yeah.
So do you see her being able to do this, like this concert thing, right? Because this is new. Do you see her being able to do this a few years back at all?
No. Do
you give yourself credit for perhaps influencing this decision? Or
yes.
Good.
That tie. Put it up.
Now you got two trophies.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I try to trickle down as much as I learn into my family. And sometimes it could come off a little, you know, I don't know how it comes off to them, but I feel like sometimes I express things to them and I feel like they take it in some type of way. Right. And they're like, dude, who the fuck are you to tell me how to live my life? Like, what the fuck do you know? But like, I really have their best interest at heart.
Yes.
And I like, all I do is learn something, see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you have to try this.
Right. So let me take that. Not so long ago, I mean, I've always tried to like influence my sister, even though she's the oldest one. And I'm like, I'm young. I'm the youngest one. So it's like, I try to talk to her about like trauma, you know, co-parenting, or, you know, stuff that she wasn't brought into growing up.
Yeah.
That I've done my research on my own, and, you know, just to share some information. But she takes it in as in, oh no, that's not the way that we were raised. That's not the way we were. That's just BS. No, you know, like, so like you said, like, it's in a good it's
you have a good interest.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have
So
you have their best interest, but it could be taken the wrong way.
a wrong way, yeah. But yeah,
So you get to experience that too.
yeah, of course, with her and my other sister too.
You have
Yeah.
two sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
So it's three of us. I'm the youngest. My sister's the old one, and then my oldest, which is my medium sister. Yeah, I have two.
Did you guys rock each other's freaking world when you guys were little?
For real, dude.
Yeah?
Yes. I remember fighting. I remember loving. They used to say, well, they still to this point say that I was a chillona of all three of them. Which maybe,
I mean, that tends to be the case with the youngest one.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of three too. Yeah, for sure. If there's three chillones, I'm the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy though, huh? How like you end up being the youngest one, and you end up being almost a teacher to your olders.
Yeah.
Like, and it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Do you take that in as a responsibility, or do you just kind of like you realize that you have this gift and you just choose to pass it on?
I think it's the gift part.
Mm.
I have the gift of whatever I went through to share it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's not I don't see it as it's my obligation
Mm-hmm.
to teach her
Right.
or what I've been through,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more of like a gift to myself, and it's like, let me share something. You know, not a lot of people are open-minded about anything.
Right.
So it's either I take a loss or win, you know. But with my sister, honestly, it's been going very good.
Really good.
Try to explain my knowledge and whatever I went through to her, and she reciprocates it now.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that we learn in our
Right.
household, huh?
Right. Never.
At least in my household, and now you're telling me yours either.
Mm-hmm.
It's so I feel like I talk about this literally all the fucking time, bro. But I'm just glad. Like I'm glad to see that more people now are talking to each other, and they're taking the time to talk to each other, and they're realizing like they're not in this bitch alone. Like they like if you have an issue, I have a tissue kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
If you like if you have an issue and you talk to somebody about it, it's like weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay. As I want to encourage as many people to talk to each other.
Right.
Because nothing bad comes out of it. Like, yeah, for a second, you know, like once you let something really big off your chest, you feel naked because you've been holding it in for a really long time. And then you tell somebody and you're like, oh my God, I just let out like my biggest, darkest secret to this person. It's like,
Right.
but then you realize as they tell you that they've shared similar experiences, that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And there's so much health in that.
Yeah.
There's so much good in that that comes from it. I'm insanely happy to see where we're headed
Yeah.
as a generation.
Yeah.
You said you're 29. I'm 25. We're only 4 years apart, but I can see like we're very similar in what we've learned and what we choose to pass on.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, dude.
Thank you.
You're kicking ass.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you.
And it shows on your kids. And I hope that you're able to do this for a long, long time. And your kids
Keep it going.
Oh my God. Just like we're talking and you know we're referencing our parents, and your kids are going to talk to perhaps their friends. And instead of saying like we didn't get taught, your kids are going to be able to say, you know what, Mom took the time to be able to listen to us and explain to us what needed to happen.
Yep.
And you should be proud of yourself for that.
Thank you. And I am. I take that trophy. Like I said, it's man, I cannot count how many bad days I've had, but yet it's like the happy ones are the most important ones to me. Honestly, it's like the overcoming part, you know, mountain. Yes.
And you just get to enjoy all the fruits of it.
Yep.
Wow. Well, Jahkee,
Thank you.
thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Rob.
Like, seriously, thank you for opening up to me. I'm so emotional right now. I'm just fucking crying. I think we're good on time. I think that was perfect. That was a good conversation.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you, dude.
You made yourself so vulnerable for the past 45 minutes or however long it was. And that's not easy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to call
Thanks,
that right there, you guys.
Thanks.
Bye. Jahkee, that was awesome.